السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا ومن تقصيرنا وإجحافنا وما هو أعلم به منا. اللهم نحمدك على النعماء والسراء ونستعينك على البأساء والضراء ونعوذ بنور وجهك الكريم من جهد البلاء ودرك الشقاء وعضال الداء وشماتة الأعداء. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأصلي وأسلم على خير خلق الله سيد المرسلين والأولين والآخرين حبيب رب العالمين المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيدنا ونبينا وقائدنا وحبيبنا محمد بن عبد الله النبي الأمي الأمين وعلى آل بيته الطاهرين وصحبه الميامين والتابعين وتابع التابعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم واجعلنا منهم برحمتك ومنك وكرمك يا رب العالمين. عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله، ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب. Dear brothers in Islam, today is Friday. It is the best days ever that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has specifically, in honor of this day, mentioned it in the Quran. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله. Because this day is so important that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored the Ummah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with this great day. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خير يوم طلعت عليه الشمس يوم الجمعة فيه خلق آدم وفيه دخل الجنة وفيه أخرج منها ولا تقوم الساعة إلا في يوم الجمعة. That's how important this day, and why I'm saying this. Although we are unable to come to the mosque and exercise the most beautiful ritual of our week, which is Friday. Because Friday, this is the day we celebrate, and I want you, even in your lockdown and unable to come to the mosque, to be able to enjoy the day and exactly do what you normally do, even if you could not come here. Because this is a day that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us as a beautiful day. So, brothers and sisters, do your Jumu'ah in your home, wearing your good clothes, put your perfume, and do your Jama'ah with your family. Maybe there is a message to Allah, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us, that we can stay with our families. So take this as an opportunity, even if you could not come to the Jumu'ah for the prayer. Brothers and sisters, this pandemic, of course, we have to talk about it. We have to be relevant to what is happening in our life. I know my esteemed imams and scholars have already spoke more eloquently and better than I could do it. But this pandemic, brothers and sisters, will expose who we are and how we deal with such calamities. This pandemic, brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. It may have constrained our movement, locked us down inside our homes, but it never restrained our spirit, our energy, our courage to be able to do what we have to do. Let me give you the state of your mosque. Although we don't have people coming in for the congregational prayers, but this masjid is alive by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our imams, our employees, every single day in this masjid, making it live with their work to maintain it. Because we have a mission right after this calamity, and we have to be ready for it. All services been provided. Immediately we have switched from physical presence to virtual presence with you. And you may have already experienced this. Alhamdulillah, our imams have been consistently with good quality of lectures that substituted and compensated what you have normally been able to come and achieve and get in this masjid. It was amazing how the team worked and put together all the plans, and we've been able to immediately give you the Jumu'ah Khutbah, although we are unable to attend it. But you have been able to get what you normally get, which is the spiritual uplifting, the energy, the faithful energy that we needed to carry on, especially in these tough times that we are going through. In this masjid, brothers and sisters, we have never stopped working to make sure that life goes on no matter how the difficulties are. The lectures, the duruus, the sisters' classes, the youth, alhamdulillah, the weekend school, education never stopped, although it is virtual, but we never stop. Zakat continued to be given, and sadaqah continued to be given to those in need. Thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars already been dispensed and given to those in need. Our food pantry never stopped, never closed its door for those in need, especially in these times. Your money, your zakat, your sadaqah is at work. We say this so that you know, you are set assured that nothing been dismissed because of this pandemic. Consultations offered to families, to people, to individuals, calls to our imams never stopped. Life will never stop. This pandemic will never stop us from offering what we have to do. And even better than this, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, construction in our mosque never stopped. And inshallah, when you come back, you will be amazed how this mosque has been transformed. You will be so proud to see how we have set this masjid for the 2020 and beyond. It is maybe the ultimate wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this break in order to prepare this masjid for a mission I and you and nobody knows what is laid ahead for us. But we do what we have to do today. Even if the day of judgment is tomorrow and we have a facility, we have to plant it. You know what the facility? Palm trees don't grow overnight, not in a month, not in a year. It takes years to grow. And the Prophet ﷺ said, even if you have that one, you put it down, even if it's going to take 100 years to grow, you do it today. Don't worry about tomorrow. And this is what we are doing here at the Masjid, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This Masjid, brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed it by the goers like you, by the scholars that we have, by the dedicated employees who dedicate their time and commit themselves to serve it. Nobody can do anything alone. The key word is that we work together in a jama'ah for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is what we are supposed to do. Stock market may be down, but the stocks in this masjid is going up and will increase multifolds. And this is the right investment that you will make. If you are stock market savvy, you would know how dangerous, how difficult, how uncertain the market is. There should be no doubt that investment in the masajid of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never be uncertain. It is guaranteed 100%. Whatever you put in this masjid has been invested for you, and you can invest it when the day truly you need it, and you will have it bi'idhnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا استجيبوا لله وللرسول إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم. I must tell you thank you for being so responsive and cooperative when we closed the masjid. You have abided by the rules and the guidelines. You have not created problems or any quarrel outside the masjid because someone had come. No, you have absolutely disciplined and followed the orders. And you have responded to the call of Allah and His Messenger for what is good for your life, for your livelihood, and that's exactly what it is. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the wisdom to the leadership of this masjid for immediately realizing the magnitude and the seriousness of this pandemic, and we took the right decision on the right time, and you have been very responsive and cooperative. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the barakah in this kind of community, and that's what I call resilient community. We have not taken this pandemic to cripple us down, to tie us down, but we have instead bounced in amazing energy, willing to work, not just our masjid, the entire Muslim community in the United States of America, and I'm sure outside as well. It was an avalanche of activities, of seminars, of speakers. It was the entire internet bubbling and so much to offer the community. That's resilience. That is not ducking down because we are afraid of what is happening. We have been disciplined in our masajid and we closed it when it was supposed to close. Brothers and sisters, this pandemic, this virus, in the absence of a vaccine that can cure those infected or to prevent infection, the only way we can combat and stop this virus is by having social distancing, meaning we cannot be congregated in groups because you don't know who is asymptomatic, which means you may carry the virus but you are not affected or gotten ill and sick, but you could affect somebody else. And therefore, everybody has to be away from somebody else. There is a wisdom there, and that's for my second khutbah. This pandemic, this lockdown of the entire world should not pass without pondering, without examining what is behind this message. It cannot be the entire world being crippled, paralyzed for nothing. Otherwise, we will be fooled to think it's just a passing cloud. It is not. It is a reminder, and we will talk about it, inshallah. I must say also how proud we are of our relief organizations. They have done an amazing work. Immediately put their resources, your money, your zakat, your sadaqah, your trust, you put it in them, and they immediately dispense this money where it needed the most. It is by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all of them. Your money did not go in waste. Mercy Without Limits, Islamic Relief, ICNA Relief, Helping Hand, UMR, UHR, Bayt al-Mal, Pure Hands, Penny Appeals, Zakat Foundation. Everybody made us proud in their work, reaching out where the need is the most. And they have made it really a difference for those who have been affected more than others. But we should not ever forget the true soldier, the true defenders at this very dark time who put their lives ahead for our own. The doctors, the nurses, the paramedics, those who rushed to the front lines so that we could be saved, so that our loved ones are taken care of. This is not an easy job, and we should never dismiss how important their work is. All the fleets in the world, all the armada, all the aircraft carriers, all the missiles, all the nuclear powers, never been able to stop a little tiny invisible virus to protect us. The nurses did. Those are the true soldiers and fighters and defenders. Those are the frontline heroes, and we should always remember them, and every possible way to support them in legislation or whatever it takes. We should make sure those are the people should be paid well, not the MVP players who take billions of dollars to entertain us, whereas those, they spend the night and the day for our take care and our health well-being. There will be a lot to be changed after this pandemic, brothers and sisters. Finally, in this first khutbah, this pandemic, as I said, and this virus will never hold us down from exercising what is right and what makes us a civically engaged community, even in our homes and behind the computers and through the internet lines. Census is important. We have to do the census. Most likely you have received it in your mailboxes or through whatever means. Please do the census. It is very important because in this country, people migrate back and forth. We change places and addresses because of jobs, because of whatever things. And each state would depend on the population for their fair share in federal funding, your local funding for your schools, for the political redistricting. It's important for us. And therefore, you have to do the census so that we are counted. You cannot be counted in an area if you don't really exercise this right and do the census. Otherwise, they will think this is not populated, and therefore there is no need to fund it. And you have to rest assured of the security of your information. There are misinformation out there, scaring people without founded information that you should be careful, your information could be shared here and there. That is not. 320 million Americans, brothers and sisters, they all share the same concern. No one can miss with this. It is not a Republican, a Democrat, or independent matter. This is an American matter. This is a life matter. This is how we distribute the wealth of this country between states. Therefore, take it seriously. I'm doing my census. I challenge you, and I want you to do your census, because this is the right Islamic way of engaging in the country and in the place that you are living in. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله حمد الشاكرين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله النبي الأمي الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. At the beginning of this crisis, when it was mandatory for everyone to be in their homes and to be locked down, major cities, streets, shopping centers, malls, institutions, buildings, high and tall and skyscrapers, everything is empty. Everybody is at home. You can hear your footsteps. I wondered, who's there? And as if I heard the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling everyone, لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ. When every leader, with every president, with every king, with everyone with his entourage and bodyguards locked in their rooms, afraid of the virus, except the King of Kings, لمن الملك اليوم لله الواحد القهار. We cannot overlook this crisis as just a virus, coronavirus. It is a message. It is a message that we have to stop long enough and take advantage of this lockdown to really lock down on ourselves and start deep thinking. What have we done? What have we done? Can you imagine your loved ones? You cannot even hug. You can't even kiss their hands. Another area jumps when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described, He gave us a glimpse, just a glimpse of what it could be. يوم يفر المرء من أخيه وأمه وأبيه وصاحبته وبنيه لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه. We escape from each other. I see my son, I say, I love you. But everybody has to stay away. I'm afraid that I could infect him. He's afraid he could infect me. And this goes across the board, across the world. These ayat are living, walking with us, ringing in our mind and our conscience to think. Why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس ليذيقهم بعض, just a little bit, لِيُذِيقَهُمْ بَعْضَ الَّذِي عَمِلُوا لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. This is the whole issue here. This is the crux of the matter. If we don't stop at this and really believe that what happened is not just a mere virus that came out just like a flu, but this is a reset for the entire humanity, the entire world, to think, what have we done? They're talking about science. They're trying to say, don't relate religion and science. I'm with that. When a scientist gives you a medicine, you follow the scientist instructions and the label on the medicine gives you, right? Don't take overdose. Don't take underdose. Don't mix it with something else. If you have this, don't do this. If you have this, don't do this. And if you do not follow the instructions, what happens? You misuse and abuse and you hurt yourself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a beautiful world. وَسَخَّرَ لَكُمْ everything. وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. الشمس والقمر, everything is subservient to us. But what we did, we abused it. We're talking about climate change. Are we talking about pollution? Or are we talking about all the problems that today we are dealing with? The most famous is global warming, because we have messed up this planet. Those who are talking about science and scientists, well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the master of all scientists. If you want to follow the scientist, he is the one who created. He's the manufacturer. And he gave you the instructions, the manual how to run it, and you missed it out. And now you want to tell me, don't even think about God now, just as some suggested, that God did not do it for us, it is the people. It is the inspiration that Allah has put in the hands and the hearts of the people, that they did not go out rebellious for the mismanagement, for the complete disregard of human life. And that's why, brothers and sisters, we have to think what exactly happened. This is a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we have to reset, think, and then relaunch. When we adjust all the knots and making sure we are on the right track again, that means, brothers and sisters, all of us have to be actively engaged. وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. We have to step up to the plate, and we have to be on the forefront of those who will call. There are many non-Muslims will join hands with us to advance what is right in this world, and we have to be together with them. We don't take goodness exclusively as Muslims. We join hands. We present what we have. There has been so much injustice. Allah gave us a taste of what a siege is all about. More than 1.5 million people been locked down in Gaza for years and years and years, and we never thought about them. Allah wanted us to taste what it means to lock people down. Yes, it is. More than 1 million people walk on their feet, like the Rohingyas, to save their lives. And the world is watching. We draw a line, then we elect it out and expose the Syrian people to sarin gas, to destruction, to killing, before the eyes of the world. because some lobbyists wanted to have a little different policy and change in the demographic and the geography and the geopolitical area in the Middle East. It wasn't okay for them, or wasn't important for them to take care of those refugees, or what happened to half of the population of the Syrian people. The list goes on. Injustice goes on. There is so much corruption. A man goes and being killed with a saw chain, like a movie. And the evidence is there. And nobody cared to speak, except how they can make money out of this misery. How they can sign contracts to kill more people. The most two richest country in the Arab country against the poorest country in the Arab country. For 5-6 years, and the killing is on and on and on. And nothing has been done. And you want to tell me this pandemic has no message to us? We are mistaken. So brothers and sisters, time to think and take this opportunity that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has extended to us, so that we can be careful, that we can stand for justice, stand for what is the right thing, and be engaged. When we say that you have to be politically engaged, is because this is how we can change laws and policies. You have to believe, despite the difficulties, despite of sometimes that things may not come your way. It's not going to happen overnight. The Prophet ﷺ did not have it overnight. The Prophet ﷺ was injured in battles because he wanted to insist to do the right thing, and sometimes you will make wrong things. And we have to learn, but we will never give up. And that is resilience. That is a community in the utmost resilient mode. And I believe we are. We have the awesome task of sharing the final revelation, the final saving of human beings, to realign the values, to realign the principles, to realign what is right, and to forbid what is wrong. Brothers and sisters, in this beautiful day of Jumu'ah, in this blessed day of Jumu'ah, we may turn our hearts to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He may look deep into us, see our weakness, and help us to be stronger in our belief, stronger in our principles, stronger in our characters and values, and be able to speak the truth and join hands of righteous deed, irrespective of what the other hand is. We are خير أمة أخرجت للناس. Cannot be without taking the lead. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك اللهم لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا برحمتك واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت إنك تقضي بالحق ولا يقضى عليك إنه لا يعز من عاديت ولا يذل من واليت سبحانك ربنا تباركت وتعاليت لك الحمد والشكر على ما أنعمت به وأوليت. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقم الصلاة. Please pray 4 rak'ah at your home. This is not a Jumu'ah. You cannot do 2 rak'ah Jumu'ah in your home. You didn't follow nobody. Please do 4 rak'ah with your family, then you will get the ajr inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.